So, Alexa, turn on desk lamp. Ah, that's better. Um, oh, messing with the light. Okay, so yeah, the current plan is to determine what my next task is. All right, so I finished all of my kicking things. You can see I have all of my skills here, but see all these marked off. They all should be marked at least in test. Stuff skill, it should be. Let's go review. Let's go see what I've got going here. We're gonna go ahead and close this, and while we're at it, we'll close that one. Tackle skill. Looks like we're done with that one being in test. I'm gonna have to adjust these so it stops saying they're done in test. I was saying things were done in test because I wasn't doing tests. I mean, I was planning to get to it. I finally got to it, and now I need to stop saying they're done until they're at least in review. So I need to adjust that. I don't remember how to do that though, so I haven't been. I need to figure out what my done states are. Let's see if I can ask AI. How do I edit the statuses for marking them done? Currently, I have test and complete, but I need to change. Huh? Yeah, I don't want what? So what, now I can't use AI? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I guess you can't use AI. I thought you were able to use AI. It used to be AI, but I guess you have yeah, it's just I don't care. All right, so let's just go ask regular AI. I mean, I don't need to worry about that. And click up. How do I change which status show as complete in sprint? Because that's how I did it the first time. I mean, I don't need ClickUp's AI. I don't even pay him $10 a month for something. I can just ask Copilot. Go to the space folder or list where your sprints live. Okay. Check the settings icon. And click the settings icon gear and choose statuses. And oh, it's not actually folder settings. It's this one. Group sprint folder settings. Huh. Nope. Drag and drop any status you want to count as complete into the closed group. Favorites, move. Maybe this thing. Space settings, let's go there. All space settings. Task statuses. Aha! So we just need to drag that one out of here. And then in review and released are in there. Okay, so we'll do that. All right. So let's go ahead and go see what we have for our stuff skill. Now, stuff skill, I believe, is a defensive skill. And I think that one is defined down here. I'm pretty sure it's done. I may just have to mark it. A lot of these I just need to mark off. Okay, where'd my stuff skill go? Defense, tackle, pass defense. I know I have a stuff skill. Is it run defense? Is that what it is? No. Okay. Could have swore I had it. I thought. Does it explain it? Run defense. Replace the actual. How do I get rid of that? All right. Well, let's go see if I have it. Maybe I put it in a different folder for some bizarre reason. I think it is the run defense, to be honest. Yeah, see, I have it is stuff here. Stuff skill modifier, stuff yards. Oh, okay, so this is my stuff skill. This is the stuff skill. I just called it run defense skill. Whatever. And I have it run defense marked here, and it is in review. But I just changed it. Apparently I didn't change it here. So I'll just say that's in review too. That is one of the same skill. What do I got? Uh-oh, what do I have these? It says ready for development. Oh, these are the kick return and punt return. You know, I actually have those. Those are done, I think. Wait, aren't they? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Oh no, do I have two skills I didn't do yet? Oh well, let's hold on. I still got a minute here. No, special teams. Punt return. Accuracy, kickoff, strength, punt return, and kick return. Yeah, there they are. Did I finish them? They say they're in testing. Yeah. Kick return skill and punt return skill. And they both say they're in testing, which means they're in review because I think I've already tested them. But so this guy should be, they're at least marked in testing. Kick return skill in testing, because that's what that says. Oh. Is that because I have two? Oh, wow, check it out. I have double. I stopped doing that, man. That's not helping my cause at all. I end up with duplicates. Gurgly Murglies. Update defensive player skills. This is just a general. What the heck is that? Update defensive player skills. That's not even supposed to be a thing. Do I have any special description for that? With get PR and get KR. Oh, that's kick return and punt return. Oh, I know what it's talking about. That's actually putting kick return and punt return in the defensive skills thing here, which right here. Pass defense, run defense, escape block. I need to add those to them. Or did I add them already to the offensive skills? I may have already added them to offensive skills. Let's go look. Set offensive skills. Punt, 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 punt. Oh, here we go. Punt return and kick return. Okay, so I haven't called a punt return and kick return bonus. I don't think. And they're the same thing. And there's a reason why I call them bonus. I mentioned this before. I changed them to bonus because it's supposed to be a nomenclature thing. I'm trying to assign valid nomenclatures to my naming conventions. A bonus is something that will enhance or tweak other values in order to be when they're used. They affect other values during the course of usage in those situations. Whereas skills are the primary thing you would be doing. They're the tackling, the catching, the throwing. Those are all skills. They are not bonuses, but like a run, uh, yards, what I call it, a running bonus, a rushing bonus, and a yak bonus are bonuses. They are things that get added to the end result of a play as an effect of their being skilled at running. So those are, you can see I have it called a rush bonus and a yak bonus, which is right here, yards after catch. And then blocking skill is the skill. And then there are some that have other effects that aren't bonuses. They're not being added to. It's like the escape block skill. That's the ability to get away from a block. And those two skills kind of go up against each other, but they're not like a bonus. You know, there's no, they're just like counters to each other. Coverage awareness and rush awareness. Those are, I didn't give them a skill or a bonus name. They are, I think, technically bonuses. I just didn't, I didn't name them that. So I probably should have, but I didn't. And so do I not even have, so I have rush awareness here. Let's go ahead and put that in here since I do need to have it in there. So we're going to go, what is the name? Rush awareness. I'll just go to this one. And then we'll just copy and we'll go. And then, and since that one is actually done, I will take this and put it into I will put it in testing. Okay. What else we got? Some of these guys, punt accuracy, punt power, and see, did I not see? This is where the cleaning up. I got to do this every now and then. If you don't, mark off what I've actually completed. So I'll go back to special teams here. Punt return, kick, punt strength, which is punt power. Punt power. Go ahead and copy that. Put that over here as well. And that one is also in test. Oops. Nope. Never mind. I don't know. Failed to update subtask. I don't know why it said that, because it did update. Probably because I didn't change anything. It was probably complaining. All right, punt accuracy. I think that is actually punt skill, which I do have somewhere. Punt field goal, punt strength, punt return. It's actually this top one, I think. Yeah, I should probably put these together so I can at least find them when I need them. All right, so this one, punt skill. It says punt skill, but I was gonna make a punt accuracy, but that's kind of the skill. I'm probably just gonna dump this one. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one, and we'll just delete it because it's not really. And then I have kick skill. I think I did do a kick skill, and it's probably called something else too. There's kick, which is actually field goal. I have kick off skill. This is actually field goal skill. No, don't ask. I'm not. This is kick accuracy, which is actually I believe it's just a field goal accuracy. I should probably change this thing. So it's a little less weird. Kick accuracy, field goal accuracy. And then we'll just say replace all. And then where I have field goal accuracy here, this is field goal kick accuracy, so that's already in test. I don't know what kick skill is if field goal kick accuracy is already in test. What did I put it under? Mark these over here in development for the moment. They don't need to be down there. Oh, there it is, field goal kick accuracy right there. So I have field goal kick accuracy and kick skill. So does this be kickoff skill? No, because kickoff skill is right there. I probably didn't realize I created some and then didn't use them. I ended up creating two. So kickoff skill is the one I use for kickoff skill. And then I have kickoff power. So maybe I could just rename one of these to kick power. Actually, I have kick power, kickoff power right there. So kickoff power, and then I have kickoff skill. So I don't know what the heck this is. I guess I'm getting rid of that one because I have kickoff skill below it. Do I have another kickoff thing? Kickoff power, kickoff skill, punt. Alright, so just get rid of that one. Just make my life easier. Stop creating duplications. Whoa. What just happened? That was weird. General. Defensive, special teams. Okay. And then kickoff skill, which I do have. It's right here. And that one should be in test, pretty sure. And then we have kickoff strength. Okay, so we got kickoff skill, kickoff power. There we go. Field goal accuracy and field goal strength. Let's go ahead and move this one down here by the other field goal one so I can keep my stuff in order here. Alrighty, I think we got a pretty good state for this thing. Let's see, set up defensive player skills. So some of these might not be getting called, which I probably should go make sure I do. Set defensive skills. And so that means set defensive, I do have that in here. Let's go ahead and set this into in development. Updates that. Okay. What else we got? Remove scale value and apply. Okay, so this is one that I've been meaning to do as well. This one is in offensive skills. I have quite a few that just need to be moved to review, and a lot of them are close. General skills. Let's go check out general skills. Let's just make sure I have everybody marked off and that I have everything created like it's supposed to. And then I will go set the general skills as my other thing. So once all these skills are set, yay, I can start working on the game level skills. Once I got it, I probably just need to put them in review once I kind of look at them and that they're creating what they're supposed to. I do need to do a couple of minor things, which is to say I got to take some scaling out. These scales are fine, but like some places I have the actual, I think I might have actually removed it from a lot of them already. See, scale min values are fine, but I was scaling the whole function, and that's not what I want. Yeah, most of these look fine. Okay. Let's finish this other thing I got done. All these guys are in test. That one is in development, which is fine. Create speed skill. Let's go look at my general skills. All right, so we're going to get set general skills. We have my very overly complicated speed skill. That one's quite a thing. But replace speed skill scaling. Okay, so this is one where I have to actually go through and do some work on. Not because the setup is wrong, but this scaling here, that needs to go. All of this scaling needs to go. And the reason I haven't taken it out is because you can see it's quite a bit. Plus, this one's going to be interesting. I may have to create like some special min maxes here. It's easy to create min maxes now. I've got my system set up to be smart about that. Well, now I can actually just put in variables. Everybody's going to have, it's going to be interesting because everybody's going to have a speed skill, but they all get it set differently. Defensive line, cornerback, safety, linebacker. But the thing is, there's linemen and quarterbacks. Everybody's supposed to have a speed skill. I have default for everybody else because if you don't have the necessary skills, speed is going to be a little harder to judge. So I've got to figure that one out. But I might go like defensive line speed. The thing is too, my players that I'm pulling in, they don't all have defined positions, which is a problem. And it's all based on primary position. Yes, a player can be put into any position, but you are not changing a cornerback to a linebacker. You're putting a cornerback in a linebacker's position. So he's still got his cornerback skills. So I have yet to figure out how I'm going to allow people to put him in there, but it's going to be kind of weird. Players won't progress correctly. I mean, you're going to get certain values that can help, but they're going to be modifiers to your abilities, and it's not going to be exactly the same. So you try to convert a cornerback to a receiver, and they're still a cornerback. So they're not going to have some of the stuff that would normally go with them. Now, a cornerback speed is still their speed, right? But they're not going to have any hand skill. They're going to have minimum hand skill. So you're going to have to coach them to be good hands. And that might be iffy, you know. What I might do is have to do a hand skill. What I probably should do is update my hand skill to use interceptions to adjust their hand skill also. So if you're a defensive back or defensive player who's intercepted a lot of balls, you're showing that you have pretty good hands. And that might help you to make a transition if somebody wants to put you in a wide receiver. So that's an idea. But let's go up here and check my stuff here. Big play potential. Replace. Oh, so these are all replace, speed, skill, scaling, injury, fatigue. What is this one? With in-game stats. The parent of this task is multiple lists. Oh yeah, that's stuff that is actually important, but it's not. I might not be able to do that right now. That stuff might have to wait. I might have to push that. But let's go ahead and put in one that I haven't actually created, it looks like, for general skills, and that's this big play potential. So let's go and put this one in here. Just so that I have it marked off as one of the things that's in my thing here. So, player skills, general skills, create new skill. Big play potential skill. Okay. we're going to change that to, I believe that one's done in test. So we're going to put that in testing. Once I mark them all off, I can put them in review, and then eventually I could just remove a review in review, or in review for me is the status at which I start actually playing with them, putting them into the game and letting them run, and then I'm watching them to see if those skills, I'm like, okay, I really like the way that one's working, lock it down. Well, that one needs some tweaking. I got to go tweak the values for it, or the variables for it. And so it's not locked down, still in review. Hopefully I won't be changing much about like a lot of the function itself, but I do have these, I do have a variety of variables that a lot of these have, and I'll be able to adjust them. And so I'm gonna have to go through all the variables at some point and mark them down. I have a this general notes here, which is actually application reference. So these are the variables I'm using in each of the things, and I just started putting this together, but it explains what each variable is. So this way, when I go and tweak it, I'll know how it's going to possibly affect the skill, and I can see how things are turning out. Because I got to run, I don't want to call it load testing, but like, it's kind of like load testing. It's not about testing to see how, load testing is about performance. But when I have to do like a bunch of data just to see how I'm getting results, I forgot what that, I don't know what that's called. It's validation testing or something. Let's see what, there's a term for it when coding. And I need to run a bunch of cycles to verify that the outcomes are falling within the expected result range. What is that called? I know load testing is about running a lot to validate performance, but this is not that. Let's see what it's called. Stochastic simulation, or more specifically in QA terms, Monte Carlo testing, or probabilistic verification. Wow. Those are not the words I was thinking of. That was not what I was thinking of, but that's interesting. Monte Carlo testing, running many randomized simulations to observe an outcomes distributions. When your logic involves randomness of probabilistic outcomes. Fuzz testing, feeding random or unexpected inputs to find edge cases. Well, no, I'm really doing it. Running many cycles to observe emergent behavior or system dynamics. And it's kind of simulation testing, I guess. Same thing as Monte Carlo testing. Confidence intervals. That way you can confirm whether your stat modifiers and realization mechanics are behaving as intended across thousands of simulated plays. Huh. Well, maybe it is Monte Carlo testing. Monte Carlo testing. Interesting. All right. Well, maybe that's what I'll be doing. Doing some Monte Carlo testing, which is also referred to as gambling. Replace speed skill scaling. All right, so these are not actual skills that I need to generate. Injury fatigue skill. Where's that one at? Base. So that's base conditioning. That's right here. Injury fatigue skill refined with in-game stats. Is that what that is? No. Oh, that's this one. So I didn't actually put in injury fatigue skill as a as a primary thing. Let's put that in there. So it's this one. It says it's in development though. I'm surprised. Let me go here. I should probably check in on my work. Huh? Nope, guess not. Because I'm in a pretty good state right now. Definitely want that stuff to... Right. And we're going to call this one, I believe... we're going to set it to testing also. I think everything is ready for test. Some of these are like extra things I need to go back and do, but they're not... Injury fatigue. There's going to be some things I have to figure out. Like when I start actually creating or like say a guy fails his injury, or, you know, the end result is that some of these abilities, I think it was about determining how they're going to be used in the future. And I feel like injury fatigue calculations can be changed. But what I'm actually changing it to is base conditioning, which means this is where he comes into the league at. Everything else is going to be a fork. And it's going to be like, I'm going to have to start creating like in-game results where all of these base values are just going to edit and change over time. This is like where it's like their anchor point. They come into the game, they have this value, and it's kind of like, I won't say it's the worst because it is possible to drop below, but it's just going to be determined on what your modifiers are. Do you have experience and skill boosts that have gotten you stronger? Do you have multiple injuries and other crap that's gotten you weaker? That made you worse? There could be lack of experience that has deteriorated you. There's things that can move around and actually have you kind of just flatlining. Or you could go up, you could go down. It all just depends on where your character's, how your character's development is going. And there are ways to push it in one direction, but you're not going to be able to push everything. And a lot of it's just going to come down to how's that guy performing when he's put on the spot, right? All right, so we are looking pretty good. Like this one is completely, what is this one? I feel like one of these I saw was not in the same state. Aha. Remove skill map. No, yeah, that one's... Well, at the very least, this is... well, we got it testing, and we also have one that's ready for development, but a lot of this is testing. I probably shouldn't move it to test, but I am. These ones all go into test too. I guess I could go find this. Remove scale value from which one is this? Offensive skills. Remove scale value and apply. The parent of this task is multiple lists. Speed skill. Which one is that? Replace skill with... No. QB speed. Oh. Injury fatigue. Big play potential. General player. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, it's offensive skills. All right, we'll go with offensive skills. And let's go see this one. Special teams. Remove scale value. All right, let's go look at this one. Hand skill. Remove scale value and apply post modifier scaling. What I might do is actually create a new section of offensive skills, like updates, because I think I want to make an additional change to this. I do want to bring in interceptions to help with hands, to be a hands thing. Not to mention, I think kick returns and punt returns should also be considered for hands, right? Not necessarily, kind of like how many fumbles you had in relation to it. So if you have good hands, you probably don't have a lot of fumbles. But I should probably add that, but I don't want to add it to my current things because it'll force me to, what I might have them do is have skill enhancements. Probably should. Ugh. All right, so let's remove these scalings. So this scale range, pass receiving, that's hand skill. Okay, hand skill, skill value. On max receptions per game. This is a little bit different because I didn't scale value to range. Oh, this is just me putting a mod max receptions per game. Times you know what? I'm going to take this off and set it like I did the others and use the generally considered whatever the heck it was. I've been using this new feature or new mod, the statistically solid mod, and I didn't have that when I created this skill. I feel like this is a pretty good one for receiving. So we're going to go down here. Adjust receptions targets total BLS. Base targets must be subtracted before adding back the adjusted values. And then we're going to go, all right, how about all right, you know what? Let's actually do this. Nope. And now we're going to change this. I already have that in there. What are you doing? It's down here, and it's going to look a lot like this guy. A lot like it. Not quite, but similar. Go back over here. And except this is going to be there you go. So now it's kind of being adjusted on this. And then that means our hand skill is going to change up a little bit. But I think that'll give me a better read, and I can get rid of the scaling, unnecessary, unwanted scaling. And I can call receptions per game baseline. Yeah, I'm not using that. I did use, see, how many is 30? It'd be really weird to get more than 30 in less than, I mean, I guess if you're having a great season, you could have what, 10 a game for 3 games and hit it. I could do the same thing I did with one of the positions where I actually also included a modifier for games played, and you have to do at least 8, which worked out pretty well. You know, I think we'll be okay. I think it's going to be fine. If I feel like my hands values are weird, I'll come back and revisit it. But I think we're good. We'll see. Like I said, a lot of this is baseline. It's how they enter the game, and then the game starts to mangle it anyway. The game's going to mangle a lot of this. This is just how they're coming in. It's going to give them their base ratings. All right, so that said, this is part of testing now. We'll put it in testing. All right, so now everything is officially in testing for that one. Testing for that one. And then this one is, some of these are actually in review already. Get PR, and I just got to put those in, which shouldn't be that big of a deal. So let's go do that. Defensive skills. Oh, what did something wrong. I got something weird going on here. What's the problem here? Oh. I don't really need that. That's, oh, this is all one line. Holy moly. Why did I do that? That's weird. All right, are we good? Are we good? We can compile now? All right. Thank you for your permission there, buddy. All right, so let's go put in to our defensive skills. It is where I was putting them, right? So punt return and kick return, which I guess are good enough. So we're going to go over to here, and we're going to turn this one off because it's just confusing to have them on both places. There it is, defensive skills. And then we have special teams are handling the punt return and kick return. Punt skill. All right, punt return bonus and kick return bonus. Is skill value, comma, is valid equals get punt return bonus. Kick return bonus. There we go. How are we doing? Everything happy? All right, so we got kick return, and I think that's actually just up here. Yep. And we'll call that one ready for test. So the question is, do I have all of my skills accounted for? I have a feeling I have some missing. I'd be willing to bet. I have a lot of them, and did I put them in and get them all called? I don't know. So special teams, how many do I have in special teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 Special teams. I got to make sure they're all getting called. All right, let's see if I can get AI to check this for me. It might be faster. Well, all right, maybe not. Offensive skills. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 right there. And then kick return and punt return are on the other. So I think we are good. That's 8. That's 8 special teams. Uh-oh. Oh, I put kick return bonus and I got these called twice. I put kick return and punt return on my. I can't have both here. Let's put those on defensive, because defense is the one getting the ball, right? I mean, yeah, they're returning the ball, but it's special teams. I just didn't want to create another file that's doing special teams separately. Probably should, but I'm not. I put them on. I'm gonna put them on the defensive. Punt return, kick return. Okay, so that's 8. So we got, how many are in that? How many play? I got 1, 2, 3, 4 defensive skills beyond that. Okay, so the defensive skills are accounted for. And then I have my offensive skills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. They are all accounted for. Except the QB skills, which I only have. I have 2 QB skills, 3 QB skills, is that right? I have rush awareness, coverage awareness, and accuracy. I'll go to the QB skills. Accuracy, rush, and coverage. That's it. Perfect. We got them all covered. And so this can be officially moved up to, we'll call it moving to test, because not everybody's in review yet. This one, I'm tempted to remove. How do I remove this guy from the sprint? Duplicate relationship archive, dependencies, watchers, sprint points. Because this is one I'm not even totally sure I want to do the way I thought of doing it when I wrote it, created it. And replace speed skill scaling is going to be weird. I have to figure out how I want to do that too. But what I need to do now is probably go dump my player pool. Let's do that. Let's go create my player pool nice and fresh. What time is it? It's 10:01. All right, I got a little. What time? How long? I mean, 15 minutes. All right, so we're doing all right. To get my hour in, a minimum of an hour. Let's check in. First draft. All skills created and in test passed. That's pretty significant. That's like a major milestone right there. Getting all my skills done. Because those are the bread and butter of how people are going to perform on the field. Now, there are things I may actually run into that are going to cause me consternation. I don't know. I'm a little concerned because, see, the way I'm running this is it's all ran logically, not graphically. And so many of these games, in fact, I'd be willing to bet all of these games are run graphically. So they move on the field, guys move, they play, they hit each other, they act on each other in play. And the problem with that is it doesn't, for me, in my mind and in my understanding of things, I don't understand, like I say, in my understanding, because of course it works. People do it all the time. But when you play an online game with somebody, what you're seeing, everybody has to see, right? So whose game is running it and who's getting the, and if you're, it even throws me more off when people are controlling players. Guy in Cincinnati is playing against guy in Washington, and they're both controlling a player, and the game is running on both people's screens. I don't know how they do that. I don't understand it. I would have to see it. I guess I'd have to be working at a game studio that showed me how that was happening, what was happening there. That's the understanding. That's my problem. I don't understand what's happening there, because is it all being? I don't know. I'm gonna go talk to AI. See if AI knows.
Hey Ken. Hey Ken. Hey Ken. Hey.
Wow. Okay. Never mind. Apparently you are having some. All right. Let's go. Let's go try ChatGPT. ChatGPT can ChatGPT talk? I think ChatGPT can talk, right? Harbor.
Hi, glad to meet you.
Oh,
I think we're
sure.
going to do great work together. Where should we start?
Good evening.
Hey there, good evening. How's it going?
All right. Hey, so I got a quick question for you. So I'm curious. I'm designing a football game, but it's a football manager game, so it's not like people can play against each other by controlling the players, but they can play each other by way of submitting plays, and then the game runs, and then the plays will be dynamically shown to each player. But I am curious. Um, in my mind, I don't really even understand how games like, say, Madden can run a game for two people who are in two different places. Where's the game being hosted, and how's that being shown to the players in real time that they could even be controlling players?
That's a great question. So, in games like Madden, the gameplay is typically hosted on one player's machine or on a dedicated server. And the other player's device is essentially a client that connects to that host. So the host sends the game state updates to the client in real time, and the client sends the inputs, like the player's controls, back to the host. This is how they keep everything synchronized and ensure that both players see the same thing. It's a cool bit of networking magic.
With games that are multiplayer and they've got, say, is the environment fully hosted on like the host, and then all the players that are coming in are just showing up on the host, and it's just sending that data back to everybody fast enough that they're able to stay in sync?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. In most multiplayer games, there's a central server or host that maintains the game state, which includes the environment, positions of all the players, and any other dynamic elements. The server then sends updates to each client so they all see the same thing in near real time. And because the data's sent and received so quickly, it feels seamless to the players. It's a pretty fascinating system.
So in that scenario, all of the hosts, all of the clients are all running on the same graphics engine then.
Exactly, yeah. Each client is running the same game engine locally on their device, So they get the same graphics, the same physics, and the same gameplay logic. The server just keeps everyone in sync with the same state. It's kind of like everyone's looking at the same movie, but they each have their own screen, and the movie's running in sync for everyone.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. It's definitely a neat bit of technology that makes multiplayer gaming possible and fun. If you have any other questions about it, feel free to ask.
You know, the game I'm generating it's like I say, it is a football game, and I do have a need to show all the players. The way I've been trying to do it is the way I approached it, only because I guess I don't fully understand how this will work, because I have a Unity game engine for the phone. I'm going to try to generate and create that to also work on PC. But I also created kind of a web version, which would be using different assets to show, and it wouldn't be as graphically advanced, but the players could still move on the field because they're going to be controlled. My game is going to be a predetermined play system, so every 5 feet is like there's an act check. Each player is going to do their thing, and then it's going to send this whole play log to the clients to individually render it on their whatever interface that they have. And I guess my main question is that going to be something, because I'm doing it in a step mode like that, is it going to be able to render smoothly where it looks like the players are just doing their thing? I mean, I don't know, can these game engines read the log and act it out, or am I going about this wrong?
I think you're on the right track. The concept of having a play-by-play log that each client renders independently can definitely work. Unity can handle that kind of data-driven animation pretty well. You'd essentially have your clients take the play log and then animate the players accordingly. Since it's step-by-step, you have a lot of control over the pacing, and it should look smooth as long as the data's consistent. It's definitely doable and can create a unique experience.
How about speed? That's kind of the one thing that's kind of got me stumped a little bit. Even though my players all have a varying speed, so some guys are slightly faster than others. If I'm using a play log, what ideas are there that I can implement that would show some players maybe advancing down the field slightly faster than others, or that's kind of trying to adjust that player speed into my play log in a way that when I send it back, the players aren't all like moving one at the same pace.
That's a great point. One way to handle that is to include a speed factor in the play log for each player. So for each action or movement, you could specify how fast the player's supposed to move. This way, when the client receives the log, it can apply the player-specific speed to the animation. Another approach is to have a little bit of randomness or interpolation in the movement, so it doesn't look too mechanical. That way, the variation in speed can be really smooth and natural looking. It's definitely doable with a bit of tweaking.
Okay, thanks a lot. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, so yeah, that's good to know. At least he thinks the almighty AI says it's possible. Mohaha. Which is great. But as we know, AI kind of talks out its butt sometimes. So yes, I said but, whatever, the robot butt. What is that? What part of the computer is that anyway? Is that where is that the fan where the air blows out? I don't know what that would be. Okay, so if I want to mark all these things as done, I think I just did this. I have till 9/18, so I've got a week. So I could probably knock out these last couple of items. But ideally, what I'd really like to do is rebuild my player pool. And then once I rebuild the player pool and then add in the scaling function, which is... All right, so I created a scaling function that's going to go through and read all the values and scale them all, which is fine. Problem is, it assumes the same scale because it just ramps through all of them and scales everybody blah, 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 whatever their values are. This is what they are. And then I guess if I want to have I guess for rating, it's fine. I guess that'll be work for ratings. Yeah, I guess that works for ratings. But then if I run my ratings, give everybody a rating, and then I gotta like output it somehow into like, I would love to figure out a way to output it into like some kind of a graph or some kind of way to look at my players, which might be my next thing. I might need to start working on UI, where now I have the players on the screen, and then maybe when I click a player, bam, I get a view of what their skills are. And I also need to probably assign players to everybody. So once I have that and start having some players popping up on my screen, that'd be kind of cool. I don't have any visuals yet. Maybe what I'll have to do is just add a base image of one of my characters and just allow them to show as a picture card. It might be interesting to do. Take all these images and maybe just create images for everybody. Maybe I'll have to do that for a week or two. Just go through all my 32 images, because creating images is easy, right? I just can create a default image. Some of these games online, it's the same image for everybody. I want to try to change them up, maybe put some different meshes and things in time, have every player look a little bit different, maybe change up the color tone of their skin. Remember, my guys aren't all human, but, you know, like the Clown Lab, some of them may have some polka dots on their face, some of them may have some lighter color, some of them have brown, some of them could be black, but they all kind of like fit the same styling. And just have a couple, you know, few, the players, maybe one guy, maybe the linemen tend to be a little heftier, you know, maybe fill out their face. All stuff that's down the road. I'm not doing any of that at the gate. I mean, sorry, that's great. That's when things start looking good and giving that taste. But to start, everybody's just going to be one thing. And maybe not even have. I haven't even decided how I'm going to do their basic meshes, not meshes. Coloring, whatever it's called. I know it's not called coloring in Unity and whatever, but terminology escapes me at the moment because there's a lot of things that are weird there. Anyway, my time's up. It's 1 o'clock. I have now got all my skills complete. Yay. Next step, regenerating my player pool, resetting my scale values, so all of the mine that are broken from my playing with stuff can be regenerated, and then everybody can get rebuilt. I'll run my ratings, and I should have ratings for all my players as they come into the game. Then I think I'll start doing some UI to start pulling some of that stuff into my screens, and maybe I can start generating. I also probably should start looking at skills how they're going to be used in the game. I want to start running a skill test, but once I need to get the players into the game so that I can put them onto a team, and that's kind of the next thing. I need to get all the players availabilized, and maybe that's going to be one of my holdups over these next few weeks. Is I've got to come up with a way to generate those first teams. I'm going to do an automated thing. How that looks in, maybe I only do 8 teams, and then I got to come up with a way to play 2 teams against each other. Maybe I'll just do quick play because I won't have league play available, or, you know, some real kind of play. So if I could just generate a bunch of teams, maybe like, you know, maybe I'll create one team for 5 players. Thing is, you have to the design of my game is you come in, you create a team as part of a league, then you can quick play that team against other people with a quick play. It's not really a league game, it's not scheduled, it's not set, it's just you go and say, I'm going to do a quick play and I'm going to use my team to go play. I want to go test against other people. It's kind of like a scrimmage game, and you can play against anybody out there. So if I create 10 teams, just in general, what I would like to do is come up with a way to get kind of my first league stuff set up so that I can put them in there and they can randomly get paired against one of the other 8 teams in the league. Because there's only 8 other teams. Now, if there's 20,000 teams in the world all playing the game, yay for me. If there's 20,000 other people out there playing it, they would it would pair them up against one of those, anybody out there, and they could potentially have just a for fun game against somebody. And it's just going to be a random running game. I'm not going to let any kind of control or anything in there. I just want to see 2 teams kind of whack at it. That's what my goal for the first demo is. So wish me luck. Till next time, God bless.